Now, there's the note for Ohio State, but there's one that's never been done before, Ryan. Never in the history of the NFL draft have the top 3 players, all at one point in their careers, been college teammates. And you coached them all. If it goes Burrow, Young, Okudah tonight, what's the significance of that to you?
Just an amazing night for all 3 of those guys, and all different journeys along the way. And it's really cool to have been a part of their careers and see these guys have an opportunity tonight to see their lifelong dreams fulfilled here and have an opportunity to go play at the highest level. And again, everyone has their own journey, and these three guys are competitors. They're tough, and I'm just happy for their families tonight.
When you look at Chase Young on the field, everyone can see the talent. What is a story that epitomizes what presumably the Redskins will be getting as a person with Chase Young?
Well, I just think that, when you saw everything that happened to him during the season this year, when he faced a little bit of adversity midway through the season, he handled that like a man. And, he walked there in my office. He said, Coach, I've never really faced a lot of adversity. I want to handle this the right way. And he did. And he came back and played really, really well. And I think when you look at his leadership and the way that he played this year, his durability, his productivity, some team's going to be getting a great player in the NFL for the next decade.
Hey, Ryan, it's Kirk. First of all, thanks a lot for your leadership and guidance throughout this pandemic. It's been outstanding. Just your thoughts on Ohio State as a brand. I mean, you're now the head coach, but you were on the outside of that program, whether you're coaching in the NFL or other places in college. You probably had your own perceptions. Now you've become such an integral part of that brand. For people that aren't familiar with Ohio State football, they just see great athletes being turned out year after year. What do you think the secret behind this program is?
Well, it's a lot of great people who have come before who have set the bar very, very high. A lot of great players, a lot of great coaches. And I think the thing that at the end of the day, people come to Ohio State to compete, and they want to compete at the highest level. And so, you have an opportunity to play against the best across the field from you every day. Terry McLaurin last year was going against Jeff Okudah every day in practice. And, and it just goes on and on and on. And so I just think that, the combination of the competitiveness, but then just the family atmosphere and the history and tradition of great players that have come up through the system throughout the years. And then also just the quality of football that's in the state of Ohio and the coaches in the area.
Jim Tressel created a brand with a lot of success there. Urban Meyer obviously created a brand, which you were a part of as an assistant. He retires, you step in, you kept a lot of the infrastructure around what he had created. But you've also kind of put your own stamp on it. Recruiting is going incredibly well as you guys move forward. If you were to say what your kind of stamp is so far, how do you maintain what Urban did, but then give your own spin and be your own person at the same time as a leader?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time just talking about our culture. And again, a lot of it had to do with Coach Meyer and what he built to this point. But then, everybody has their own personality, and our coaching staff got together and, we talk about tough love and that, you have to be really, really tough to play this game. But at the end of the day, we believe in motivating through love, love for your teammate, love for your coach, and love for each other, and that it sustains. And I think our guys understand that we have to win a lot of football games here and the expectations to win national championships, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun and you can't enjoy being in the building every day and walk in with a lot of energy and go to compete against each other.
Coach David Pollack, we love hearing that stuff, love hearing coaches lead in different ways, and I think Dabo's been a leader in that atmosphere or in that environment. You're seeing you do the same thing. Hey, we got a cool picture of 2 guys that might be called pretty highly in the NFL draft that we're going to show on the screen. Thinking back about seeing Chase Young and obviously the #1 pick in the draft, that guy right there with nice little curly hair, Joe Burrow. How about this? How about thinking back when they were young players? Did you ever think about this day coming, something like that coming true, being the #1 and #2 pick in the draft?
I don't know, about that, but I do know that all these guys are very, very talented. And I think when you combine their potential with their development over the last 3 years, for Joe, the last 5 years, I think it's just a tribute to them and a tribute to the people that they've been around. But you talk about competitive guys. I mean, those are 3 of the most competitive dudes I've been around in a long time. And just, again, happy for them and what's going to happen tonight.
Hey, Coach, thanks for joining us. Just wanted to ask you a quick question. As a brilliant play caller, is it more difficult to prepare for a dominating rush in or a shutdown corner like a guy in Jeff Okudah?
Don't think I don't notice what's going on right there. But anyway, yeah, I would say a little bit of both.
Try to balance things off. Try to balance things out between us, you know.
Much respect. But I think a defensive end can certainly ruin your entire game in the run game and certainly when you're trying to throw the ball. A lockdown corner can pretty much shut down a whole side of the field and their best player and can have a huge impact on the game. So I think in certain ways, based on what the style of offense you're running, they can have as equal amount of impact. So again, it just depends on what part of the game you're in and what your style of offense is. But having a lockdown corner or a dominant defensive end is certainly a cornerstone to a defense.
Ryan, what are your expectations for the ability to play football this fall?
I don't know, Reese, and I think that's one of the hardest things right now, and our focus right now. And again, just want to send out my thoughts and prayers for all your families and safety and health of everybody involved. But it's just we don't know right now. There's so many questions that need to be answered along the way, and we're so different where we are right now than we were a month ago, and I think we'll be in a different place in a month from now. So it's very, very difficult to plan ahead. And so I think what we need to do is, again, keep everybody's safety and health at the forefront of the conversation, but then keep having these conversations and adapt as things change.
NFL Draft begins Thursday, April 23rd on ESPN and ABC.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.